At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
At GEBE, our commitment extends beyond utilities. It's about exceptional service. Meet the heart of the operation, the customer service team. With a friendly voice and a helping hand, we're here to address your concerns. Whether it's a billing question or a technical issue, we're dedicated to finding solutions. Your satisfaction drives us. We listen, we act, and we make a difference. GEBE, the power to serve.
And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to be. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me all that I should know. And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me how to wait to be. To evoke some empathy. And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me how to wait to see. Show me all that I could be.
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. Okie dokie, kids. What's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with the sign of relief. The sigh of relief. We can breathe. We have a new council of ministers. We are too short, but there is a council of ministers. The council of ministers, 7 ministers took the oath on Friday morning, just about 10 o'clock. The Honorable John O'Bailey, our governor, or lovely National Alliance governor, ended up swearing in the 7 out of the 9 candidate ministers who are now officially ministers. We've been getting questions, and I feel like, you know, I feel like you guys don't watch me enough to realize that I hate being repetitive as much as you think, you know, I talk about the same thing all the time. Every single day, sometimes week in, week out, I explain to you over and over the system we have, the process that we have to go through, and also the situation with the individuals. And I know you have your own life, so you don't get to watch every single moment of the late night so that you can remember. Or sometimes I just need to jog your memory. So let me just jog. That sounds horrible. Let me just inform you once again, okay? I won't say for the last time because I'm sure I'll get that question again. The first question I got was, where is Chris and where is Ray Peterson? And for the 500th time, they did not get a positive advice from the VDSM, from the different institutions that has to screen them. Therefore, they are not allowed to become ministers for now.
Sucks to be you. Get it? Sucks. What? Sucks to be me.
Yeah? Good. So that's why Chris is not there, and that's why Ray Peterson is not there. Of course, the PFP said in a statement or a little post on Friday that they will give more information about it on Sunday, about how, you know, upset and how outrageous the process is which is kind of hilarious because the PFP does have a minister now, a minister of plenipotentiary, Patrice Gums, and I'm sure he feels like, but Melissa, I dare though. I's PFP too though, right? Why are you guys acting like I don't exist? Because Ray didn't get a positive advice. Everybody forgets Patrice Gums. Like he's right there. He was sworn in. So clearly, the governor don't have a problem with PFP because yeah, you get 1 out of 2. Same thing for the Now Party. Now Party, oh, the outrage, oh, the victimization. But Lyndon Lewis passed, and he is the Minister of Justice and the acting Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport. So you got two portfolios. The youngest minister ever. 2 portfolios. At the same time, Christophe Emmanuel, the leader of the No Party, he didn't have enough, to become a minister. So you get 1 out of 2. At least the governor didn't say, you know what, no to the Now, no to the PFP completely. You get 1 out of 2. But of course, we're going to do the sour grapes thing and we're going to complain about how the Dutch and slavery and how horrible they want to keep us down and they want to see our people on top. If our people had cleaner records, and that would make sense instead of putting yourself off a minister and then expect you to just pass with flying colors because you're a nice guy or you were elected. Yes, you were elected to Parliament. That's pretty much it. Parliament. That's it. Nothing else. So, the reason behind Christophe Emmanuel not becoming minister, from what I understand, there are different factors that you have to take into account. The first one being, when he was younger, he stole a bike with some friends, went gallivanting on the road, was then stayed in jail for a day, and was let go. Apparently, being young and dumb is a crime. I should be locked up forever then. Get it? Because I did a lot of crazy things on the road. Anyway, then you have Ray Peterson, police officer. Yes, Google it. I don't want to talk about it anymore because the case is closed. He already did his community service. He signed what he had to sign. Why are we still going to punish the man when at the end of the day he did his time? They agreed. Yeah, okay, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. Bam, bam, bam. Now he can't become minister because of that? You think he's just going to be the minister of Romy and he start to just chuck off people? Yeah, he is a kickboxer, so that's what you gotta. What's the stance again? I can't. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what we're hearing. That's the only reason. Mind you, he was the head of the domain affairs, so I guess I don't know. I'm sure Charlon Pompier must be rooting for him and don't come back for my job because he had that job before Charlon. Anyway. So those 2 things those are some of the things that we're hearing as to why those 2 did not pass. But let me focus on those that did pass, our new ministers, our constellation, which is the Council of Ministers. Yes, Pete, put it up. Now, as you can see, the Prime Minister of St. Martin, the new Prime Minister for the Mercelina 1 cabinet, Dr. Luc Mercelina. Thank you, St. Martin. I love you, and I shall make sure that we will all prosper. Go Curacao. Kontabay. Yeah, I never don't play that. Then, of course, the Minister of Plenipotentiary, Patrice Gums. I do have an impression for him, but I will be reserving that until a later date. Then we have the Deputy Minister of Plenipotentiary, of course, the Dr. Anders Gracita Aridel. Yes, she is the deputy. So they're off to Holland. Nobody really, pays attention to the Minister of Plenipotentiary and Deputy Minister of Plenipotentiary because they just go to Holland and they sit in meetings and they just go like, Yes, St. Martin agrees. No, St. Martin does not agree. We're protesting this. All right, somebody called me up from my mansion in The Hague later, like so ministers do. So anyway, then you have the Minister of Vromi and the Minister of BSR, which is Veronica Janssen Webster. Now, Veronica Janssen Webster took the oath as the Minister of VSR originally, but secondly, she became also the holder of Vromi by default because, of course, Ray Peterson is not there. So Veronica is going to be holding it down for the PFP. So basically, USM gets like an extra portfolio, kind of, sort of. Because how does that work? Because Vromi was supposed to go to PFP, but now that PFP don't have a minister for Vromi, it basically goes to USM, so USM has more power. Interesting. Then, of course, Lyndon Lewis, Education, Continuity and Sports, and Justice. Mainly Justice, of course. As you can see, yes, Justice. So those are your ministers. Hopefully I got all 7. If not, you can see the pictures. There are 2 missing. That shadow thing is very creepy, Pete. Like, that's creepy. Those look like ghosts. Like, you don't know the black. It's like they're just standing behind. It's like a ghost cabinet. Get it? Because it's just ghosting. Because it doesn't have. Anyway. I know the scene outside of the governor's office. As you can see on your screen, Radio St. Martin was on the scene, and we have some video of them, mingling and laughing and enjoying themselves because they're ministers now. The work actually begins. All right, so there you see some of the video. So now, what happens? Let's go to what really matters, which is the Parliament of St. Martin. The Council of Ministers always operates on it's like an automatic car, just cruise control. It just cruises, goes and continues. The only times it stops is if there is a sharp object on top of the road and, you drive over it. That's how you stop the train of the government. And that is the Parliament of St. Martin. The Parliament of St. Martin right now is in crisis. Yes, it is in crisis because we have 13 members of Parliament. We're supposed to have 15 members of Parliament, but we have 13 members of Parliament. So you see the map, you see the flyer, you see the poster. Luc Mercelina and Chrisha Heiliger Martin I forget Chrisha Heiliger Martin, the Minister of Theatre. My bad. Oh, yes. You see, it coming to me. So Chrisha Heiliger Martin is no longer a parliamentarian. She's a minister now. And then you have Luc Mercelina being the Prime Minister. He's no longer a member of Parliament. So 2 are missing. We don't have a 15 member of Parliament. We have 13 members. This is unheard of. We are on new territories, folks, because, of course, the meeting with the 2 incoming members did not take place as yet. What will Auntie Sarah do as the President of Parliament in the coming days? Because she needs to show the country, the voters, the entire island, the kingdom, that there is a true majority, which is the 8 members of Parliament. We know, or you have a coalition agreement that was sent. That was the basis of this whole new cabinet that we have now. But now, seeing that you didn't get through to bring in the 2 new members, which is Brugge and Kutai, this would mean that You have 7 members for the opposition and 6 members for the 2x4, who's supposed to have 8. What happens now? Now, maybe I would say that I'm going a little bit too far, and it's not a crisis like that, and why I preaching doom and gloom, but the 2 members is not there. You don't have a majority. You got 6 members. Why Chris didn't show up? Why Kevin Mingret didn't show up? Why Ludi the Weaver didn't show up for the admission of the other members? If you answer that, then they got majority. If you can't answer it, then we're in trouble. Kevin Mingret was at the swearing in for Lyndon Lewis, so that's a good sign. I didn't see Chris. Speaking about Chris, how do you think Chris feel right now? During his Tuesday online program with Fernando Clark, he did give a little bit of explanation about the screening and so on, because he still has to be salty due to the fact that he will not become a minister.
Not only it, yes. Oh boy, let me see here, boy. What a day we have. Yeah, what a day we have. Let me see if our parliamentarian is ready. MP Christophe Emmanuel, MP, let me fix you up there. Good evening, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
How was your
Good
week?
night for you. This week was a politically challenged week. Very challenging, yeah.
What was the challenge?
All what is going on with the swearing in, with
Are you reading the paper happening?
the screening and everything. So it was very, 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 very challenging. Still challenging at that, but it was besides all of that, it was a good week.
Well, so this thing for Thursday, it's happening or? You're going
No.
into that early, but so you're trying to say the newspaper print something as not true?
I can't speak. I don't know where the newspaper got their information from. I don't know. But no, there will be no swearing in of ministers come Thursday. No.
Wow. Why not? Yeah. But let me ask this question.
That's a good question.
You can answer this question. When they're talking about, they ain't ready, who they're talking about? The screeners or the candidate ministers?
When who say they? First of all, who's the they and who's?
There is the light and night is the dark.
I understand. When they say so, who's the they and who's the who?
Yeah, when you hear people say, well, I heard that they will be swearing in. That's what I read in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you were hearing things like they ain't ready yet, And I'm wondering, who is the they? Is it the formateur? Is it the candidate ministers? Is it those who are doing the screening? I mean, who is not ready?
I don't know. I can't formulate. No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by the day. I don't understand your question.
The swearing in take place yet.
No.
Who is not ready? Why it hasn't happened yet?
Okay. Let me sort of put it in a timeline then to where we are today. All right? So of course you have the governor, right? And you have the formateur, and in the person of Dr. Luke Mercelino. So the governor has taken a position that there's some candidates he's not going to attach his signature to in terms of the LBA. So what does that mean? It means that for you to be appointed minister, you need a lands beslide. Okay? And the first person to sign it is the governor. And then the next person to sign is the formateur. Okay? But in this process of the screening, you as candidate ministers, you have a questionnaire that you are to fill out, a questionnaire. So when people say passing or failing, it's not a test or exam that you take to pass or fail. It's a questionnaire. And then the prosecutor general, the PK, makes a report about you. And also the VDSM does an integrity investigation about you too as well. Those documents goes to the formateur. So those are the individuals who conduct this so-called screening of candidate ministers, right? And that goes to the formateur. The formateur have discussions with the governor. And where we are at today is the governor said from the onset, if you have a red flag, he is not signing. And this is what disturbs me, because who is to determine what that red flag is? Only the governor. That's it.
Only him.
Only him. Only the governor to determine what's the red flag. So you can come with whatever reasoning, proof, evidence, law, this, whatever. He deals a red flag, he's not signing. So what you get is this. You get Dr. Luke Mercelina saying, look, listen, these 9 individuals are my candidate ministers. 7 for St. Martin and 2 for the Hague plenipotentiary and deputy plenipotentiary. And he makes up his report, he makes up everything, and he submits this document to the governor and say, this is my position. It is the governor now to say, yeah, that's your position, but okay, but I ain't signing for these individuals. These here is okay, but these I ain't signing. So what you have now is the back and forth as to why sign, why not to sign, why this, why that. The problem, I'll tell you the problem I have with it. The problem I have with it is you have non-elected officials making a decision for duly elected representatives by the people of the country who can and cannot be a minister. So, of course, there is no swearing in on Thursday because the formateur, Dr. Luke Mercelina, submitted his report with 9 candidates, and the governor took a position of he's not going to sign the LBA for my person, he's not going to sign for Lyndon Lewis, and he's not going to sign for Rayon Peterson. That was his position, that he's not signing for.
Any particular reason? Did he give a reason for
Well, I can speak for my reasoning, and everybody knows what my reason is. Suspicion. That's my reasoning. Okay? Which in the law doesn't bar you from being a minister. So for the governor, that's a red flag. And that's it. And that's it. Okay? So I can only speak for myself. But the information is public when it comes to Ray with his incident he had with the car accident and stuff and things like that. So that's a red flag. Okay? But so you have where now the formateur submitted his report with 9, but the governor is saying, no, you can say whatever you want to say, but these 3 individuals I am not going to sign the LD. And that's where the problem lies, because if you're not going to sign it, then you need to send it to The Hague for annulment, if you're not going to sign it. But can you imagine, Fernando, here comes Thursday, and a swearing-in is going to happen with only 4 individuals for St. Martin, and 2 individuals for The Hague, 6. Because you need a majority in calm. So there have been
So the ministers who will be holding two
portfolios. So there have been movements between the formator and the governor submitting, reasoning, talking, arguing, discussing. And where we are today, thus far, is no, it can't be this Thursday, because the governor still was accepting more reasoning and more information coming in on the candidates who he feel has a red flag. So from the information reaching me to what I know, now Lyndon has been accepted.
Now he's accepted.
Yeah, now he's accepted. So on the outside is still my person and Rayon Peterson. But the formative submitted 9. So what would happen if the governor chose not to sign those 2? It has to be submitted to The Hague. So that's where we are today. So that was done today. So I can imagine the logistics. If today is Wednesday, Thursday would have just been too much of a craziness, because documents need to be submitted. Things got to go to the Secretariat of the Council of Ministers. Documents got to be prepared. Movement got to happen back and forth. It just wouldn't have been conducive for a swearing in on Thursday.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's just as long as short and broad as, how do I say it? Just as long as short. No, just as long as narrow and broad as short.
Yeah, how should I'm trying to choose my words nicely, and I'm not a good habit of doing that, right? But again, right? I think a lot of people have forgotten that I have a seat. You know, I think a lot of people forget that I have a seat, and I ask a lot of people sometimes if they ever play the game Jenga.
Alrighty, now, piece of advice for the new Council of Ministers. Every single time that new ministers come in, I have to give this speech. It's like a walking monologue that I do every term. I should say every time we have a new government, and we had a few. Okay, ministers, so welcome to the Late Night Show. I know that you've watched Late Night before, because if you're a politician, most probably you watch Late Night. The Late Night Show is a show where we do satire. Sometimes tasteful, sometimes not so much. Don't take what you're doing personally. If you do, you will suck salt. You will be salty as the outgoing government from Sylvia Jacobs. You'll be so salty that you wouldn't even show up to the swearing-in ceremony for new incoming members that the people of St. Martin made sure you were there for a whole term, 4 years, remember? You kind of bragged about it, up in National Alliance for the entire election season. And how do you spit in our faces? By being salty that you have to go back to Parliament. Oh my God, I have to go back to Parliament. I can't be a minister no more. Oh, the horror. Only in St. Martin. Anyway, so Do not take things personal. Do not drive me over with your car if you see me, because I do the people's work. I say the things that they don't want you to know to your face, because they're always going to be like, "Hey, minister, how you?" Crook. I don't understand why they cut him so much time. Oh, yes, minister, can I help you? Yes? Okay, no problem. I just keep it real, like we say in St. Martin English. I just keep it real. So, say hello when you can. I was going to say be fair, but then I go like, nah, that's not possible because you're going to be you're going to be a minister. So, ministers, politicians, yeah, fair, don't go together. But be honest. Nope, that's a wrong word to use again. Be productive. Nope, can't be productive if you're a politician. Hold on, it will come to me. Have respect for the office. Nope, you're going to abuse it. It gonna come, it gonna come. Oh! Watch your back because I watching. That's it. My advice. And you're gonna love me, you're gonna hate me, then you're gonna love me again, then you're gonna hate me, then you're gonna block me, then you're gonna unblock me. Then you're gonna smile, and then sometimes you're gonna want to hurt me. But we're in this together. Right? We're going to make sure that your term in office is worth it. All right? So, congratulations to all those that became ministers, and welcome to the late night show. To you, especially ministers, because the fun begins right now.
Hey, did you know I just signed up for Flex by Telem?
Do you mean flex like this?
Definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not Flex like that. Telem's Flex is a mobile plan that adapts to your needs. Each month, I get a preset monthly fee that has a set amount of data, SMS, and minutes. So I know what I'm getting. But say goodbye to overages and bill shock, because when I go over my postpaid plan, it switches to prepaid. So I have the flexibility to top up what I need when I need it. I'm in complete control. My budget, my rules.
Alrighty then. Let's do a little bit of flashback. You're gonna like this one.
Good afternoon, and here we are, the dynamic duo. Andrew Dick from Late Night and Bibi Hodge Shaw SMN News. I guess we're going to get a few people logging on soon, Andrew.
Yes.
What happened? You have a lot of news for them?
I just eat some pigtail.
You eat pigtail?
Yeah.
You're not joking, man.
No, serious.
That's why them dogs go after you.
That's why I eat. You know.
Them dogs smelling you up and thing.
We hear.
All right. Andrew boy, finally we have 7 ministers.
The Mercelina cabinet
Mercelina
One.
one cabinet.
is finally here.
They're finally here.
It's the day.
But hey, they could tell a lot of lies. No, they had Bacchanal in Parliament
So much
with
things.
no quorum. They tell you May Ingret went away, and May Ingret the same day was talking with opposition members. And then they say, oh, he went St. Bart's. He didn't go far. Was his birthday? He went St. Bart's.
Well, when you got new minister, when you got a new coalition, you know you could do those type of things.
But do we have a constitutional crisis on here?
Yes, because we have 13 members of parliament. The 2 members of parliament that had to be admitted to the House of Parliament on
But they
Thursday.
took our advice.
Yeah.
They took my advice, but they're not bold enough. They're not, they don't have the face to at least tell the St. Martin people that elected them or voted for them that they're going to court, they're taking the governor to court like we told them to do, instead of sending out these empty press releases. Go to court. That's where we can test the case. So they went to Aruba Curacao, a long message, a long story about taking the governor to court. And then, I heard that case was supposed to be this afternoon.
So, yeah, but we didn't get no confirmation after. We will wait and see.
You know you didn't get a verdict right away.
Injunction, no, but the injunction was
A court kidding today,
Yeah.
you don't get
in at least a week. Right?
in a week, in 8 days. So we don't know if it happened. We hear something, but they're going to court, and I think it's a good thing. That way you get clarity on a lot of stuff that needed clarity, you know? Did you read the governor's speech?
Yeah, I read it. Long-winded. The only thing is that that we need to mention is that I'm very disappointed
In?
the fact that nobody from the outgoing government except the Prime Minister, Sylvia Jacobs, the former Prime Minister.
But they say we disrespectful that we didn't go, even though we didn't receive an invitation from the governor's cabinet. The governor do not invite the media to these things going years now.
Yes.
They send out press releases.
Yeah.
I see the government building says they invite us to come there. I mean, this is not the government swearing in. This is the governor's cabinet. Any invitation must come from the governor's cabinet. You don't show up and hanging out outside like,
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they expect of
Yeah,
us.
like-
Hang out outside.
Like dogs.
You understand? I mean, no. I'm going to see you Wednesday. Come to the press briefing promptly. I hope you don't send directors of cabinet to answer questions because I smell it coming. I smell the rat. Come out, listen to us, give us answers, and that's it. And I personally would like to see you people make a difference. I would give you the chance, make a difference. I hope I understood that there's mousetrap being set for somebody. Leave the cheese in the mousetrap. You understand? They set a bunch of mousetraps for you all. Leave the cheese there.
Now, Sylvia Jacobs is the only one that went to the ceremony of the swearing in.
Today?
Every other
You didn't
minister
go?
did not go. I'm not a minister. I wasn't a minister before.
Were you invited?
And I think, no, I wasn't. But I think it's very sad that, they couldn't be grown-ups and they couldn't be grateful for the people of St. Martin putting them there to just show up and just do a smooth
Andrew, you act
transition
surprised.
of power.
But you act
You got to be out of your mind that we're supposed to be celebrating a whole democratic system, and you just spit in it after 4 years.
They kick the bucket.
After 4 years of
Listen.
getting the people them tax money.
per diem, and
You
everything.
just decide, like, you know what, I ain't showing up because
We
I'm
don't need
minister.
that,
You
you
know,
know.
yeah, I
We
am
go in
minister.
Parliament.
I go in Parliament. I am minister. I don't have to be cordial. I don't have to be respectful.
You see,
I don't have to be a grown up.
Andrew, you're acting surprised. You know why I'm telling you this? These people have been doing this for the longest while. All right. Long before election, they haven't been showing up for press briefing. Last week they came because they last. It got months they haven't shown up. They don't give you answers. You write them email like they say, ask and write it. You don't get a response. So what happened today? The Prime Minister, dutiful. She comes to press briefing when she's on island or when she can, but most of the time she is there, and you have to thank her for that because she's the only one, even though she don't have answers either for the other ministries, she comes. And then today, she's the only one again.
At least she went out gracefully.
She went gracefully, and that at least you have to take your cap off to her. She went. The others didn't go.
Yeah, and it's sad that they didn't go. Honestly, like all jokes aside,
it's petty.
It's really petty.
It's petty,
really petty.
and stupid, selfish.
Yeah.
It shows it's about you and not about a country. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you all behave like children, frivolous people, petty. Anyway,
to give you a makeup of the new cabinet, in case you're living under a rock, you have the Minister of General Affairs, of course, Luke Messalina. You know, congratulations, Curacao. Then, of course, Mr. Veronica Janssen Webster, Minister of Public Health, that's VSA, and also Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning and Environment.
She went gracefully.
Minister of Jesus.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Veronica Janssen has two portfolios. You have Minister of VSA and Minister of Romy. Then you have Lyndon Lewis, Minister of Justice, and also Minister of Education. Then you have Marinka Gomes, Minister of Finance. Then you have Prisha Haylaga Martin, Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication. Then you have Patrice Gomes, Minister of Plenipotentiary. And then you have Gracita Arenel, the Acting Minister of Plenipotentiary. Okay? It's interesting to note that the two ministries of Romy, which originally belongs to the PFP party, is now being handled by the URSM. And which is pretty strange in a makeup where you have a Minister of Plenipotentiary, Patrice Gomes, who is part of the PFP, but did not get the additional portfolio of his party or the PFP of Romy. Instead, it went to Veronica Janssen, who is a member of the URSM, and also a URSM appointee. And then Lyndon Lewis, that makes more sense because he's part of the NOW party, he's the Minister of Justice, and he has the portfolio of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, which originally had to go to Christophe Emmanuel. The two persons that we don't see there, so they have 7 members of the Council of Ministers, which normally it's supposed to be 9. Not 8, not 6, not 5, but 9. 9 ministers.
But I see a post today that alluded that we got to have 15 council ministers, 15 members of the council ministers.
Yeah, I know. Don't get confused. So they have about 8. You see, I say it now. They have 9 minister positions that have to be filled.
We have 7. Okay. 2 for Holland, 5 for St. Martin. 2 is missing. We're hearing that they're going to court. They're going to test this. They're taking the government to court. Decline that court. Yes. So that's the situation.
And then you also have a situation whereby the Minister of General Affairs, which is the Prime Minister, was instructed by the coalition parties to send his own LB, appointing the 2 additional ministers, so the same Rayon Peterson and Christophe Emmanuel, to the position of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, and also to Romy, and send it to the governor for him to sign. Of course, governor won't sign, because if he didn't sign it for today, he's not going to sign it.
You are the one who gave them that stupid advice.
Yeah, I guess.
I let them listen to us. They're taking our advices seriously now. They got to court And now they're telling the Prime Minister, sign the other two.
Yeah, but he could sign it, but it needs to be co-signed. So I guess they're going to challenge him to send it to Holland. No, never has there been a case whereby LB have to be sent to Holland for Holland to make the decision because the governor refused to sign. Threats of did come in the past, so they threatened to. And then as soon as you get a threat like that, you step back a little bit because you don't want Holland to get into our business. But in a case like this, PFP and the No Party are willing to roll the dice and send it to The Hague.
You
Now,
them wrong?
yes, I give them wrong. You know why? Because you don't want a situation whereby they have to come and then examine every other LB from this Council of Ministers that's recently been sworn in. As far as Parliament is concerned, the reason why we say that Bibi alluded to a constitutional crisis is because for the first time ever we have 13 members of Parliament out of the 15 we're supposed to have. So that means that 13 members of Parliament is split up with 6 that's supposed to be the majority and 7 that's supposed to be the opposition. Does the math make sense?
Like I said yesterday, and I'm going to say it now, we have currently a minority government in office. They were sworn in today. What prompted the governor to go ahead? I think the man is a man of his word. He went ahead. It is now for us to see. But here what happened. Since they listen to us and they take advices, I'm looking to see how smart the cobblers in Parliament are. Because they could call a next meeting, and if they still have 6, and they don't have a quorum, the opposition can right away say, you know what, I add in a new agenda point, and guess what that should be? That would be
Motion of no confidence.
So let's see if it play out.
No,
we
but
read the book right, so let's see.
But the reason why it can't play out, though, is you need to justify a motion of no confidence. How do you... Yeah, okay, you can justify it by saying that...
They don't have a majority.
They don't have a majority, okay.
It's justifiable.
Actually, yes, it is.
It is just...
Yeah.
I think
Pretty much.
Strategically, maybe I should teach you some politics, but I'm going to leave that to Andrew.
Yeah.
All the tricks.
Yeah.
Teach you.
No. Sometimes
So watch out, guys. If you all don't get your ducks in a row and you don't get things straight, the next public meeting, they don't have to put it on the agenda to tell you what they're going to do. In the midst of the meeting, they add an agenda point, and that's it. So you people, watch out.
Yeah, but you have to understand that the Sarah Westcott Williams is no Johnny come lately, eh?
Well, if she wasn't, the governor on the 24th of April sent out a press release indicating that he was going to swear in 7 ministers, which he did today.
Yeah.
You had 9 days to get your ducks in a row before calling a meeting yesterday to say what you're going to verify documents for the incoming members of Parliament. So the old rookie Auntie Sarah, you're losing it. You're losing your touch, girl. You're losing your touch.
But she was there today, though, at the swearing in.
Yeah, I know she was. She was there to support Marinka Gomes, the new finance minister. Congratulations, Marinka. Marinka, so, hey, let's see.
And I heard that Lyndon Lewis, our Minister of Justice, has hired our good old friend, former Chief of Police, Peter de Witte, as an advisor.
Oh, good. But based on what I know, the man on the job?
I don't know. I just telling you. That's what I hear.
Oh, good.
Officer, advisor.
Oh, good.
So he gonna need all the advice he can get. I know some people in KPSM are shaking a little bit. And some people in Lance Richet. Because I tell you already, Lyndon is coming down with a rat.
He coming with a rat?
He coming with a rat.
Listen, boys. All of LB that was signed in the last 2 months, I hear you telling people you're going to turn them over, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And LB needs the governor to dissolve. You can't do that. If it was a ministerial kicking, hey, it's all in your house. Them people do their things, whether they follow procedures or not. Everybody that they appoint, recently, they got the MB. Okay? So we don't know how you're gonna do that. We don't know how you're gonna do it. All I need to know if you're gonna reform immigration, what are you going to do? Are you gonna bring back all those police officers that are home collecting a salary, not working on the police shorter staff? What about the prison guards? These are things that I would like to see happen. All those people you have an AO, people that are home because they're scared because of the shorter staff, of prison staff. You know, those things, I would like to see something done. A total reform.
And education, what he should do with education.
What you do with education?
Yeah, he's education too, so that's why I say.
Man, maybe he can hire back all them school bus drivers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because they got some sauce in it.
Okay.
They got some sauce there. Hire back all the school bus
And
drivers.
what about the appointments that Ruler Samuel made during his tenure?
Well, if he follow procedure like Anna Elaine Richardson and got MB, then he gonna need a governor again.
You see? So either way, they can't run away from that governor. No? You know,
Only if some of them did things with MB, which I highly doubt. But then again, some of them, you know, they can. And I don't know if Rudolph appoint a ton load of people.
Yeah.
But I know and what we like to see, all 700 workers, justice workers, get their LB.
Yeah.
I think today is up to the 5th batch, came in today.
I think yesterday.
Or yesterday, something like that. And you have now 125 who received their LB. And what I'm told though, which I didn't get confirmation on that, but I'm told it's only people that are at home, not working, getting their LB. So the active...
No, I know some active...
but a lot of them that are at home that have been receiving their LB, while the active worker is still waiting. And I think it's in a batch. It's coming. Hey, good afternoon, Carl. So I think it's in a batch, and I think that's the process that Linden should continue. Make sure his colleagues in justice get what is, what they deserve, what they have been waiting for years. You know, that's the thing I'd like to see continue.
Now, of course, when it comes to Romy and Viesa, I'm a bit scared. Why? Because Veronica Janssen is a rookie when it comes to politics. As much
politics alone.
Stop.
I ain't stop it.
She's a professional.
Yes, she is.
She works at a government building already.
Long.
Okay.
Very
so
long.
Don't even question that.
I'm not questioning that.
Okay.
And she worked with Theo Heiliger.
Yes.
She worked with Maria, from the former ministers.
Yeah.
I think she's good for where she's at. You understand? In there.
You can't judge her yet because today is her first day.
No,
what I'm saying is, she didn't do nothing yet.
I think
what I'm saying is,
she's comfortable.
Well, yeah, when it comes to Romy, yes, her husband does have experience in the whole Romy area.
He worked at Romy for years.
He worked for Romy for years, so that's not going to be a good.
So is it Veronica going to run for Romy?
Or her husband?
Or her husband?
I can think it's going to be a combined effort. Just make sure don't tell nobody. You could do it together, but just don't tell nobody. And you could take all the credit, Veronica. And then also...
And then Rayan in there too, don't forget. Chief of Staff.
Oh, they put him as Chief of Staff?
You're losing it. Yeah. The man in there, he can run the show. She's just there for signature. Andrew didn't know that. He on the road all day long. Andrew just surprised. Rayan is in there, Chief of Staff.
Wow.
Procedures in this place. It's only the John Doe he got. He can't get a per diem. He can't get a travel as much. Maybe he can travel. He can lack some stuff. Maybe his salary too. But he may get 10,000 too for chief of staff. Who knows? Anything can happen with his government. The thing is that you're going to get a work done. And that's important. Because most of the time people think it's the ministers that's doing the work.
No.
It's the civil servants. It's those in the cabinet.
It's the support staff.
It's a good thing. You got somebody who worked there before, somebody who have knowledge of Romy, domain affairs. Probably you can go check all these lands. Keep out the Alegria business. Because you know what? There are court cases, there are verdicts for that. And And I think...
Bring back Louis Brown.
Bring back Louis Brown.
Bring back Louis Brown.
Okay, boy. You're going to get some help.
Bring it back.
So I say, look, Andrew.
Veronica could just
a John Doe she needs.
John Doe and tell, okay, Louis, come back, man. Head of Romy. Let's go. Let's do this.
But we got Hensley Plantain back in the Prime Minister cabinet. They ain't tell you that too? Where you been? Where were you?
Hensley Plantain?
I
thought he would be in finance.
Hensley Plantain is back in the Prime Minister's cabinet. Curacao people looking out for Curacao people. I think Marinka gonna look out for St. Martin people. So he's back in I don't know if he's a consultant.
And who's in Chris' cabinet?
Oh, that's left to be seen. I don't know. I didn't check that. When Chris come in, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe Chris right in there too. Who knows?
And then you have, and then of course for Lyndon Lewis, the only name I heard was Painter. I didn't hear nobody else. But I'm sure he's gonna surround himself with a bunch of police officers. A bunch of police. You never know.
You never know. You never know. You gotta wait and see. See what happens there.
And I always forget Krisha now. I know Krisha going to have
Krisha, one of the things I'm gonna tell her to leave alone, global ports. Leave that there.
They have a good plan though. It's a good plan. Global ports have a good plan.
Plan on paper.
It's been sitting there for a long time. Of course, the marketplace is supposed to start on June the 1st. Hopefully, Krisha don't stop it. Because she's been fighting for the marketplace vendors for quite some time. So just leave it, go ahead and take the credit, because I'm sure people are going to forget that it wasn't you that did it. And she will be able to do what she needs to do, right?
So that's another story. That's something that that we have to see. Now listen, enough of politics. We have a council of ministers, even not all, we have 5. Hey, we can wait for the other 2. This is not the only cabinet that didn't come in with all 7 ministers. We have had other cabinets that had hiccups before. Even this cabinet, Silveria 2 or 3 cabinet, we've had problems before. There are times the Minister of Everything had 2 ministries for over 8 months. So what we are seeing today is not new. It's not abnormal. It's just a matter of time. If these 2 that are waiting, Emmanuel and Peterson, if they don't get through by court case, hey, there are other people on the list, that they can appoint. So it's a process and it will happen.
Okie dokie. That is it for the late night show. Thank you so much for watching. Until tomorrow, do have a safe and pleasant one. I should say until Monday. Yes, until Monday. Oh, where are my manners? I'm tired. Carnival is over.